What's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking with the SLO County CattleWomen's Association with Vicki and Nicole. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
So, again, you guys are this CattleWomen's Association. Nicole, you're the president, right? Vicki, you're the first VP.
Correct.
And also, you're the 2024 CattleWomen of the Year.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Thank you. Quite the honor.
That is awesome.
Yes.
So it's an amazing group that you guys do. I mean, you guys do a lot of stuff, and I really want to dig down and find out what your organization does. So, Nicole, tell me what do you guys do? What's the purpose of the CattleWomen's Association?
Well, the purpose of the CattleWomen's Association is essentially to promote the beef industry and the ranching way of life, just to let the public know a little bit about what we do and the product that we produce for consumption on a daily basis. We also host a number of fundraisers throughout the year to generate funds for local students who are interested in pursuing a career in agriculture. So if you are a local high school student, or you're a Cuesta or a Cal Poly student, you can apply for one of our scholarships. And so a lot of what we do is to generate money for scholarships and really just to promote beef and the beef industry as a whole.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, are you both natives to the San Luis County, or did you grow up here?
Yes, I grew up here.
Yeah, she grew up in a ranching family, and I grew up in Santa Monica, watching things burn down right now. But I came to Cal Poly and loved it here, and I stayed.
You know how many people say that same comment, that came to Cal Poly and stayed, never left? It's amazing. I mean, because we live in I don't know about you guys, we live in a really unique place of California. And I'm sure when you go out of state and people say, hey, where are you from? You're like, okay, first, before I tell you, let me explain, right?
And you make a great point, Randy, because I was one of those people that, because I grew up here, I never really wanted to leave. I left for a little while to attend USC and complete grad school, and the moment I graduated, I was right back. We live in such a great area. My family, I'm part of a 6th generation cattle ranching family now. I'm the 5th generation, and we're just very passionate, not just about the industry, but about the area. And as you said, we have an amazing community. The ranching community is incredible, and the community itself is incredible. So it's just one of those things where you feel truly blessed to be here and to live among everyone.
I think one of the things why people like the area is because the ranching community keeps it sustainable, and that's what people like. They like the open space. But they don't want to take care of it, but the ranchers do take care of it. And I think that's one reason I wanted to stay, and one reason I wanted to be a member of CattleWomen is, especially with the scholarships that are given out, we're perpetuating the next generations to continue the agricultural way and keep our area the way that we like it.
And it's funny that Vicki mentioned the wide open spaces, because we actually created an exhibit for the California Mid-State Fair, which was the brainchild of our amazing Kathy Loftus, and I'm sure eventually she may come and visit with us. But the whole point of the display was to show exhibitors, and I should say fair goers, how much of the open space that they enjoy every day on their daily commute is maintained by SLO County ranchers. We got a statistic from the Public Works Department that over 1.1 million cars commute on the major highways, back roads, all of San Luis Obispo counties each day. So these are cars that are enjoying these open spaces, and many people don't realize that they are privately owned or they are being cared for by our local ranchers.
And it's such a beautiful drive. I mean, especially now, you got the rain, you got the little bit of water, you got the green grass, you got the cattle. I mean, it's just like perfect setting for everything.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, who wouldn't want to drive that?
Yeah, and it's great. It's great. You see cattle not only grazing, but there's also a lot of wildlife that live happily with cattle. So we do a lot to improve the overall biodiversity on our ranches as well.
So, Vicki, I want to step back because you just retired being John Pashong's assistant.
I did,
for
yes.
many, many years.
Yes.
And being, we're talking about the cattle industry, CattleWomen's Association, and the ranches. You fought for a lot of these, these things that make up this beautiful place that we live in.
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, it's been my privilege to be able to watch for regulations, ordinances that might affect agriculture and act as a government watchdog for the agricultural community, whether it's CattleWomen or the wine grape growers. And so that's something that I enjoyed being able to do in the position I had with Supervisor Pashon. I've always had a boss that also supported agriculture, just like Supervisor Pashon does. He's making sure that wherever he can, the regulations are livable for the ranching community.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure over the years there's been a lot of yo-yo rubber band between wine industry and cattle industry, water, availability, you say open space. I mean, what kind of battles are there that continue and will continue to move forward?
Well, water's the biggest one,
Yeah.
and probably open space. I think some of the environmental regulations that are coming down prevent ranchers or farmers from being able to grow a crop or raise their animals in a way that doesn't break the bank. And that's something that we have to keep fighting for that. What's the saying? Whiskey's for drinking and water's for fighting, or
Yeah.
something to that effect. So I think, especially up here in the Paso Robles area with the Paso Robles Basin, the water is a huge issue, and it's preventing people, even small farmers, from being able to have enough water to grow their crop that they want to grow and feed our nation. That's the thing, is people don't realize where their food's coming from. And they're going to find out when it becomes too expensive to buy it at the store why that is.
Which I think we're kind of close to this of expensive, we just came through COVID. I mean, we've just seen prices escalate, in California. And, the price of eating beef, locally produced product is expensive, because there's a reason why it's expensive and why you can buy cheap stuff as well. It's a different process.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people now are going direct to ranchers and purchasing direct to them, going to farmers market, because they love the value that they receive from meeting and knowing the person that produced that product. And so that's a new trend, or I should say, it's not necessarily new, but a trend that's becoming more and more popular, where people are buying direct from the producer rather than just the grocery store.
Because you guys have Nicholson meat, right?
Yeah, we have Nicholson Ranch's grass-fed beef.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we also have a typical commercial operation where we consign a certain number of cattle, usually to Turlock Livestock Market. So we're involved in a few different markets.
Now, can you sell to the public?
Yes, we do sell direct to consumers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can buy a quarter, half, full steer, hog, whatever.
Yeah. So they would essentially purchase the live animal.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't actually, for example, we don't have a retail cuts that you could just drive up to the ranch and purchase. But we do have. There are a number of local ranchers, and including CattleWomen that do offer that, which is nice. So people have options.
So Nicole, I want to step back into, you said you're fifth. There's 6 generations.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How has the times changed through your family's eyes from 6 generations ago to now? How has the times changed, for good or bad?
I think for good, the community itself, the ranching community itself, in my opinion, have not changed a whole lot. It's still the same group of hardworking, dedicated people who want to help their neighbors, and they just want to push the industry forward. Now, in terms of the product, though, that has definitely changed. Being a little kid, we used to only have a stocker program, so they were steers that were between 12 and 1,400 pounds. They were around 2 years old, and those were sold off the ranch and shipped to Utah. The trend, though, was to now have a smaller animal just for carcass purposes, because those carcasses were just too big. And so the animal became younger. We sell them now at weaning, so some are near yearling age, and they're not nearly as large as what those steers were years ago. But that's what they wanted at that time. And of course, consumer preferences change. We're also much more efficient in that regard, because then you don't have to, say, keep the animal as long, whereas before we were keeping them for a couple of years, and they were rather large. So that's definitely changed.
Do you think has the demand increased?
I feel in many ways that it has. And I mean, especially on an international scale, there is a very large demand for U.S. beef, especially in Asian countries. So even though there is a lot of information out there that someone might see on the internet or on TV that might indicate that the demand for beef within the United States might be decreasing, there's a lot of evidence to the contrary, not just in terms of domestic demand, but on an international scale, many countries want U.S. beef.
Is there any truth to that U.S. beef gets shipped out, and just like your large market stores, Asian beef, German beef, Japan, I mean, that beef gets shipped in, and we're not buying U.S. beef? Like, say if you were to go to a store and, a discount store, and you buy, steaks, they're not U.S. beef. Is there any truth to that?
There's a combination of both. I mean, we definitely have domestic beef in the stores. We do import as well in order to meet demands. So you can find you should be able to find a combination. And really, there are certain retailers around here that pride themselves on carrying a lot of not just domestic beef, but local beef. Which is great. Like, for example, John Spencer is really good about working with Harris Ranch. So there are a number of retailers that are more really committed to that effort.
And I noticed a lot of restaurants also on their menus, it will say local beef for their steaks or their hamburgers.
And I think that's really important. And I think one thing that COVID really taught us is to support the locals, and I mean, one thing that, good that came out of it was that, that push and that mentality of, supporting the local merchants, the local businesses, the local ranches. You buy in local, supporting local. And so, that's a really good, in my opinion, one thing that, came out of that era of craziness, that was good. So Vicki, when going through your stint with Supervisor Pashong, how long were you with him?
8 years.
8 years. And so what was some of the common and some of the complaints or that, the ranchers like Nicole had for you?
I think that it's mostly water, I would say, being up in the North County district for his district. Folks that in the basin, there's certain red zones where you really can't use any water. You have to have offsets if you're going to change your crop. And it's very involved. I don't want to get too detailed because I don't know it that well. But I think Supervisor Pashong's very protective of the small farmer. We had small farmers that were being affected by this water moratorium who just needed 5 acre, 20 acres of water to be able to grow their tomatoes. And they don't get it because of the moratorium in the basin. And trying to even just do something as simple as a lot line adjustment to change your fences and move your pasture or something like that is affected by the basin's restrictions. So I think that is something that it's one of Supervisor Pashon's biggest goals was to try and get some water for our smaller farmers.
That's awesome. So I want to touch in on something else too. So you guys are both involved in the rodeo. You know, we got the sheriff rodeo coming up. I mean, but you guys are both involved in that Western way, you know, of life, right? So you compete in sorting, you said?
Yes.
And what else?
And team pinning.
And then what about you, Nicole?
I do sorting, team penning, and I team rope. I attempt to team rope.
Okay.
She does really well at team rope.
Now, have you guys ever partnered up?
We were on our sorting team. Yes, the first year that the sheriff's rodeo had a qualifier, Vicki and I drew each other, and then one other person.
Yeah.
And we did pretty well. We barely missed. We almost made the
We
performance.
didn't quite qualify. But.
Yeah, we were close.
And so, Nicole, your brother, one being Sheriff Chad Nicholson, undersheriff,
Yes.
mind you.
Sheriff.
Congratulations, Chad. But this event that they started, now we're going into the fourth year.
Yep. Yeah.
This is fourth year, right? Yeah.
So.
I mean, this is such a great event, you know, and we're talking about the CattleWomen's Association, but you guys are heavily involved in the sheriff. You said because Nicole or Vicki, you do the posse.
Yes.
So I mean, this organization, this event is becoming its own, has its own life.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful event for the community. First of all, it's just so reasonably priced in terms
$10?
of ticket. Yes, I mean, I can't think of
Please.
anything you can really do for $10
Right.
these days. But you know, one of the things that as CattleWomen, we greatly appreciate the Sheriff's Department. They do so much for us in terms of, you know, coming out they address countless calls from us ranchers in regard to trespassing or various concerns. And it's nice to be able to work with them, bounce questions off of them. They are just they're very supportive of our community, and so we are very supportive of what they do, and actually all of our law enforcement and first responders. We greatly appreciate everything that they do to support ranchers, cattlewomen, and cattlemen.
The sheriff has designated rural crime officers who have knowledge of agriculture, so when they are called out to a ranch or to a rural area, they understand what a brand means on a cow, or what is a horse that might look underweight and somebody complained, no, it's just an older horse and he's doing well, but maybe he has a little bit loss of weight. And so they have that knowledge, and it's very helpful for the ranchers when we've got the rural crime officers out there helping.
And you know, with talking about the rural crime, I mean, there's a lot of fingers that go out. It's not like just a short jump, you know, from the highway to the ranch. I mean, they're traveling. They've got a lot of ground to cover, you know, and sometimes just one of them. Some of them just, you know, a solo officer that's going out there that's driving into this, you know, couple 100-acre ranch, not knowing what they're driving into.
Exactly. I mean, it can be dangerous, and so we just greatly appreciate them. So anything we can do to support the rodeo, I mean, I feel like is very, very small compared to what they do for all of us on a daily basis by keeping us and our ranches and our animals safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you find, because a lot of these ranches are so large and areas are secluded, that there's a lot of crime that happens, trespassing, drugs being grown, cooked on the ranches in remote places. Cattle are still being rustled. You think that's a part of the old days, but that's still happening.
Yep.
So the rural crime, and there's only a few rural crime officers dedicated to that knowledge of the ranching, but all the sheriff's deputies are ready to respond when there's an issue.
I mean, we have the fires going on in California right now. So what does that put any type of pressure or anything on, like, say, your guys' organization to get involved? Because there's a lot of livestock, there's a lot of horses, animals down there in those areas. Do you guys have any pathway or help that you guys could offer to them?
As far as I've been in touch with some various members who are interested in donating hay. So I know that there have been cattlemen who have sent hay down. We just completed the effort to get beef jerky down to the firefighters, which was actually stemmed from an interview that on Good Morning LA, the anchor interviewed the fire chief, and the fire chief shared that although they appreciated things like sweets and the very thoughtful, they wanted to keep their bodies healthy, and she said specifically with things like beef jerky. So that kind of encouraged this effort where we received donations from Slim Sadie Jerky, from Catania Brothers, and then individual members within our organization donated their own personal funds, which allowed us to go purchase jerky at a discounted price for the firefighters. So we just sent those down. But in terms of getting support to help with evacuation of animals, that's not something that we have gotten involved in yet. But I mean, anything that we would hear about or anything we can help with, we're always happy to consider and reach out to others in the area who might be able to do the same.
It's interesting that you mentioned the fire chief was talking about, these donations, and they showed a big room full of Red Bulls and Monsters and all these energy drinks that they can't distribute out to the firefighters. Oh. And so, now thinking of jerky, great source of protein, energy, and little snacks that, because they're going to be out there for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something that will last. Jerky you can stick in your pocket, still going to be good at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, and you mentioned, Slim Sadie's, Catania. I mean, two of the best jerkies,
Absolutely.
Around, So
with Sinton and Sons also.
Yes. So the second batch that we are going to be having another batch go down towards the end of this week, and that beef was donated by Lazy Arrow Cattle Company, Felicia Morris and her family, and they are processing it through Sinton and Sons, who are doing that complimentary for them. So we'll have that second batch, and then I just got word this morning that Cal Poly Meats might be interested in doing a donation too. Okay. So the effort is kind of growing, and as you said, Randy, unfortunately it looks like the firefighters do have their work cut out for them for a while. So if we can continue to support them, we definitely will.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So getting back to SLO County CattleWomen's Association, how many members do you guys currently have?
We have over 200 members. We are actually the largest unit in the nation. Which is something that often surprises people. That
being
California,
in California, right?
Yeah, they think, oh my gosh, I think a lot of people would assume maybe Texas or Oklahoma, but we have the largest unit, and we have a very passionate group of women. Many of them are from multi-generational cattle ranching families, but we also have a lot of members who are just passionate about the industry. They love ranching, they love the way of life, they want to support beef production, and so it's a nice mixture of membership.
Well, I think the draw to it is the foundation of the code. I don't know if there's a CattleWomen's code, but I mean it's coming like a cowboy code. I mean it's the way of life. It's the morals. It's the values that you guys bring, and 200. I mean I'm actually surprised. I would think the same way too. Maybe some other states, Wyoming, but maybe it's because they're more spread out and there's not. I mean, we're a little bit more concentrated, right here. I mean, North County, but I mean, that's awesome. So as far as 200 people, and can just anybody join? Do you have to get like initiated? I mean, what's the process for that?
No, really. If you are, if you want to support us, you support the beef industry, you're passionate about ranching and the ranching way of life, you are welcome to join. Really, it's just about that support and that desire to push the industry forward.
What other events do you guys put on throughout the year?
Did you?
Well, coming up on February 4th at the Board of Supervisors, the Board of Supervisors is going to present a resolution to the CattleWomen in honor of SLO County Ranching Month, and which is in conjunction with our National Meat Month.
Which is coming up in February.
In February,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So February is National Meat Month, and we've come up with a resolution for SLO County Ranching Month, and Nicole will be receiving that honor at the Board of Supervisors.
Awesome, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Will. And that's also the day that we do what's called the hanging of the CattleWoman of the Year. We take the current CattleWoman of the Year's photo, so that will be Vicki, and we hang it in the Board of Supervisors chambers with the other women who have won CattleWoman of the Year in the past. So it's a great day where we honor
really?
her as well.
So if you're at the Government Center down near the cafe, there's a big board that has the CattleWoman of the Year, current picture, and then a plaque with all the past CattleWomen's names. And there's also one for cattlemen right there. So we've got a little hallway that's ours.
So Vicki, what did that mean to you by getting that nomination? Like originally, like did you anticipate it? Did you even think that you were in the running?
Well, actually, no. It's such an honor, and because I'm not actually in the cattle industry, I'm just very supportive of ranching and our food, where our food comes from. I didn't think that I would be a person to receive that honor, but they insisted that I deserved that. I think just for my work and my longevity in the unit. Wherever I can fit in and help and fill a role, I've always tried to do that, and I think that's why I received the honor. It still is overwhelming to me that I was chosen. So.
And how long have you been a member of the CattleWomen Association?
A little over 30 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, is she the longest one on the board or in the group?
Yeah. No, we have quite a few that have been members 40 or more years.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have that's what's again nice about our membership. We even have young CattleWomen, junior CattleWomen, who have joined us the past couple of years just because they want to take part. So our members range in age from 8 and 9 years old up into 90s. Yeah.
When you talk about like your association and then Cattlemen's Association, and then you have the San Luis Obispo County Farm Bureau, they have their. Do you guys work pretty closely with everybody?
Yes, we do. We definitely try to support each other's events. We often attend each other's events. We will promote each other's events, and some events we will actually do in conjunction every once in a while. But yes, we definitely work closely with all of those organizations. They are great group of people, and many people belong to all 3 organizations. Yeah.
Well, a man can't join the Women's Association, can they?
As an associate?
We have an associate membership,
Okay.
and then like for example, my husband is it's an associate member of CattleWomen, and
Gotcha.
yeah, and then of course, and then anybody can join Farm Bureau.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, we're talking about the CattleWomen's Association. You guys are 200 plus strong, right? The largest in the nation, right?
Yes.
And I mean, by how many? I mean,
That's a great question, Randy. I'm not sure who the runner-up is at this point, and that's something that I would love to know. It'd be interesting to know who would come in second place.
Now, do you serve on the national committee as well, or do you have a representative that serves on the national committee? Is there a national committee? I don't even know.
Yeah, so there is the American National CattleWomen, and a number of us are members of that. I currently do not serve on any ANCW committees at this point. Are you serving on any?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. I just retired.
I'm retired. Yeah.
Well, we talked about you have more time now. Right?
Well, that's what people said, but so far I haven't noticed that yet. because I'm here doing things. But we also have the State CattleWomen's Association, and our unit has 3 or 4 members on that state board.
Yes. So we're an affiliate of the California CattleWomen, and we currently have one of our directors, Susan Cochran, is the first vice president. The another one of our scholarship chair, Pat Abel, is actually one of the second vice presidents. And then we have Susie Evenson, who serves as the chair of the Cowbell of the Year committee. So we have a number of members, or board members, I should say, that are also state officers this year, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, Nicole, does people reach out to you guys as almost like a guidance for like the ranches and the cattle industry, and kind of thinking that the CattleWomen's Association has some helping hands? Do people reach out for you in that means or needs of that mean?
I would say, to a certain extent, I would say most people get involved, and then also, in addition, they look for opportunities, educational opportunities to advance their operation and improve. It is nice when we get together for meetings, if people have an issue or a concern, it allows for them everyone to brainstorm, and you can share resources in order to deal with maybe an issue that might be occurring on their ranches.
And we do have a committee on animal welfare that reports each month, and they bring, what's the current disease that might be going around, or what's a new medicine that you can use, or a new grazing practice. They bring that information to our group each month, and we get that out on our website as well.
Yeah.
And so when you guys have you guys, I assume, having meetings monthly, people can attend, even if they're not members?
We ask that people join first and then attend a meeting.
Okay.
So they can, people can go on our website. The membership application is there. They could also contact one of us, and we can help facilitate that as well. But yes, as soon as you're a member, we'd love to have you. Now, our fashion show, though, is a little different. That's our November meeting. It is a fashion show and fundraiser as well. So we do have a meeting, but then Madonna Inn, each year it's at Madonna Inn. The Madonna Inn boutique, Sherry Humphrey, actually puts a number of outfits together for CattleWomen to model, and the lunch, the tickets for the lunch itself have sold out now for the last 3 years. So that's an event where a lot of CattleWomen will bring a friend that may not be a member, and oftentimes that is a big prompt to join. People get excited and want to join us.
So it's not all work all year long, right?
No, it's it's work to put it on. We definitely a lot of effort goes into the planning process, but that's the point, Randy, is we want people to also have fun at these meetings, and we are a great group, and if we create fun, engaging meetings and activities, that's going to make people come back. That's going to make them want to get involved to a greater degree.
You'd mentioned you guys fundraise, so we have a fundraiser. You have a fundraiser coming up in November, right?
We have the fashion show would be in November. Prior to that, we have our roping. So that is the Pioneer Day. We call it the Pioneer Day roping, the CattleWomen's roping, and Elena Clark does a fantastic job of facilitating that, and that money is used to contribute to our scholarship fund.
And where is that usually hosted at?
It's usually at the fairgrounds. Okay. So typically it's the last weekend in October. On Saturday is the San Luis Obispo County Cattlemen's Play Day typically, and then our roping is the following day on Sunday. So there are a number of people that will actually compete in both events. And see that Eric has projected some of the pictures on the screen for you. So these are some winners from this past year's Pioneer Day roping. Families donate saddles, typically in memory of a loved one or a couple of loved ones, and so a number of saddles are given out throughout the day, as well as buckles too.
being that you guys are both in rodeo, and you look at some of these young kids, involved. The reason I'm saying that is I just watched an 11-year-old win a barrel racing at the Nationals. And I'm like going, and she was so fast. She's so tiny. She's so tiny, and
They're
literally
like a little bug. They're just stuck on there.
Yeah. They're so good, and they have no fear at all.
But to see that younger generation thriving and it's got to make you proud of, especially with like you, Vicki, all the work that you've done, for the county, in your position, and then Nicole with your family, it's not like it's a dying breed. They always say, cowboys are a dying breed. They're really not. It's, again, we go back to the foundation, we go back to the values that people just want, a handshake, the value of what you guys bring. Right. So, this ought to...
And it's the family. It's the family unit that's all involved in that activity. And that's what's really a neat thing to see and watch these kids grow up. And they go flying past you in the arena. And you're like, oh, I know that kid.
Well, and it's a great way of life in terms of the way in which kids are raised. As you probably know, if you have an animal, we were taught from a very young age, they eat first. You take care of them first. It teaches kids responsibility, and you learn quickly that there's more to life beyond yourself. And so it's a great way to grow up. That's in my opinion.
And so what's next for the CattleWomen's Association this year? So next month we have National Meat Month, right? And you have some events coming up too, right?
Yes. So we are, we have the Board of Supervisors, the resolution. We will also have a board meeting in February. So that's the second Thursday of most months. There are just a couple of months where we do not have a meeting. We have currently or recently launched a campaign called Giving Back with Beef. And it's a beef promotion campaign, and then it's also an education campaign. So the goal of the campaign is to create service or community service events through beef-based projects. So we're talking about, for example, having dinner or lunch for beef for veterans, beef for seniors, as well as supporting other communities or individuals within the community that might be experiencing food insecurity. The second component to the Giving Back with Beef program is an educational component for members. We really want to create opportunities for our members to learn more about what's going on in their industry in order to improve their own operation. So as I'm sure you both know, when you think about the experts in any field, they are constantly on top of their game in terms of current research, current practices that might be used to improve what they do and increase their profit margin. So that's one goal that we have, is just to look at different ways that members can come and learn something new, take it back to the ranch, and hopefully see something profitable and positive come of it.
Awesome. So what does the rest of the year look like for you? Do you get other fundraisers coming up and other events and and whatnot? What does that look like for the CattleWomen's Association?
As of right now, we just have the two big fundraisers. We're definitely considering some additional. We have a couple of ladies, Kathy Loftus and Susie Evenson, that are spearheading a cookbook effort. So it has been many years. It's been actually decades since.
Where you guys all contribute to the cookbook?
Yes,
Like your favorite recipes?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
And so we have some social media posts right now that went out telling people, get your recipes ready. And the response has been overwhelming.
Not necessarily with the recipes, but people that want, they said, put me down, I want the cookbook. So
sure.
I think over 70, I believe is what Kathy said the other day, of responses of people already wanting the cookbook that we're still just trying to get recipes for.
Yes.
And this, I mean, this not only locally, I mean, this is could be a national thing to where, you know, people are ordering it all over the place.
Oh, it would be great. It would be great to have people from across the country purchase the book. And of course, it'll take a while to compile and get off the ground. But
who gets to spearhead that one?
This is Kathy Loftus, who's one of our directors, and Susie Evenson, who is also one of our board members.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, she's chair of our merchandise. And then she's also one of the ones who's holds a state position. Yes.
And what will this be? CattleWomen's cookbook?
Something along those lines, Randy. We'll let you know. I think Kathy has some great ideas in terms of what she'll call it, and she's a creative genius. But
awesome.
hopefully it'll be ready by the end of the year, or maybe by fair, which is another, we're very involved in the California Mid-State Fair too. In addition to having the exhibit that I shared about earlier, the Wide Open Spaces exhibit, we also have a booth in the Industrial Arts Building. And for the last couple of years, we have featured some of the pioneer CattleWomen. So some of our longtime members who have done so much, not just for the unit, but for the industry. And that actually was an idea that was created by my predecessor, my mom, Tracy Nicholson. So she thought of that a few years ago. It's been a very, very big hit, just honoring these women each year at the Mid-State Fair.
So you have a long history of the CattleWomen's Association,
Yes.
just in your family alone.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I think my mom has now been a member for over 30 years. Yeah,
Wow. And so
she's
she was
done
the
a lot.
previous president.
Yes, I have big boots to fill.
How long has the San Luis Obispo CattleWomen's Association been in existence?
It was established in 1956, and originally it was they referred to as cowbells. And it was really more of a social organization, and then it just kind of evolved to become CattleWomen, doing much more for the community and beef promotion in general.
Wow, it's so fun. I mean, gosh, 200 plus members. Must be the meetings must be interesting.
Yes, we do. We have some very fun meetings. We have a great group of people. But, another reason that we have done so well, I should say, as a unit, I believe there are some photos from a state convention. We've won a number of awards this past year because we have such passionate members. They get really involved in beef promotion projects. We have a scrapbook that we put together every year. Different units throughout the state do that. We received our first place for that scrapbook that was completed by a Cal Poly student who is a newer member by the name of Grace Peak, and she did a fantastic job. We won the scrapbook. We also received an award for having the most beef promotion events in the large unit category. And then the biggest honor was winning what's called the Walt Rodman Award through the Beef Council. And that is an award that the Beef Council gives out to units who create a project that truly promotes beef. So it's a very creative project that is designed to impact a number of people. So winning that award in the large unit category
That's
is a
awesome.
huge honor and a big deal.
And that's the Wide Open Spaces won that award this year.
Oh,
Yes.
very cool.
Yes. And then the Mid-State Fair actually entered that same exhibit in the Western Fairs Association competition, and they just found out that they received first place for the exhibit as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, it sounds like you guys have a lot of stuff going on
Oh, yes.
behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Behind the
it's
scenes.
busy.
Yeah.
Retirement, forget about
And
that.
now, Vicki, you have all the time in the world now, right?
That's right. Just follow Nicole around.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I need her. I need her help. But
You were talking about scholarships for like the local kids. Is that something that they submit to you guys, or how does the scholarships work, and how do they receive them? How do you pick to receive the scholarship?
Did you, or I can talk about it too.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Sure. So our scholarship chair is Pat Abel, and she's incredible. She is also she's also one of the second vice presidents for the state at this time. She and her committee have created a scholarship application that's actually available on our website. So if you go to SLOCCW and you click on scholarships, you'll be able to either complete kids have two options. They can complete the application online, or they can download it and print it out. And then what Pat does is that she gets together with her her committee. Her co-chair is also amazing, Pam McPherson, and they choose the most qualified applicants to receive a scholarship. And last year we gave out $17,000 in scholarships to local students.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is all from your guys' fundraising.
Yes, yes.
Wow, that's great.
And then there are some private donors, though, too. We do have a few private donors who have donated to the scholarship fund, which is very generous.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Did we cover everything today?
I think so. Oh, one more comment about the scholarship, though. We will have our scholarship dinner honoring the recipients in May. It'll be on May 1st at Madonna Inn. And what we like to do is we cover the cost of the recipient's dinner, and he or she gets to bring their family. And it's a night where Pat creates a wonderful ceremony honoring all of the recipients. We find out a little bit more about what they want to do for their career, what their goals are, and how they want to support the industry, where they'll be attending college. So it's a really fun, exciting evening.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And so if somebody, again, wants to come check you out, do you guys have a hall? Do you guys meet in a dedicated location, monthly, bi-monthly? How does that work?
Well, we meet monthly on the second Thursday of each month, except for April. And we usually are at a local restaurant supporting our local businesses.
Okay.
We also don't meet in July due to the Mid-State Fair.
Okay.
And
so if somebody wants to find out more information, you have a website,
Yes.
Facebook, social medias, that kind of stuff?
Yes, so you go to SLOCCW.org, and that's our website, but we also have Facebook. We have a big following on Facebook as well as Instagram. So please follow us. Go to the website. If you click on the calendar, you can see where we have meetings scheduled so far. But if, let's say, you have questions or maybe you're not very tech savvy, you can send us an email. You could call one of us, and we can definitely let you know when we're meeting again and where.
Awesome. Well, ladies, I appreciate you guys coming in and
Thank
talking
you for
about
having
this.
us.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
hopefully we can, have more of these. I'd like to, like I said, learn more about, what you guys do. And, next month, I mean, who doesn't like Meat Month, National Meat Month? I mean, we're a barbecue area.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason why it smells like barbecue every weekend.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Randy.
Appreciate
Thank you.
for what you guys do here. Again, it's a thankless job. Sometimes behind the scenes of what you guys do, and Vicki, congratulations on your retirement.
Thank
you. They say once you retire, you have more work than you did when you worked. So
far that's true. It's been a week.
awesome. Well, I'm sure Nicole's going to keep you, busy
Yes.
over the next several months.
I keep her busy with all my questions.
Awesome. Awesome, ladies. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, make sure you guys want to check out the SLO CattleWomen's Association. They have a lot of big events going on. You can get involved. They're the biggest one in the nation. So, hey, join the biggest one here, and it's right here in SLO County. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coatings, North County Junk Removal, The Trailer Barn, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, and Suprema Meat Markets. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today. We can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, it's Alex with Suprema Meat Market. We are a Mexican meat market with a taqueria. Come enjoy our high-quality cuts and meats. We offer choice and prime Harris Ranch beef, as well as chicken, seafood, and pork items. In the taqueria, all of our tacos come with handmade tortillas. We also offer specialty items like chilaquiles and chile rellenos. Come enjoy Taco Tuesday with Suprema. We offer our tacos at $1.99 each. Suprema Meat Market is located at 8950 Montecito Avenue in Atascadero.
Are you tired of looking at that worn-out concrete garage floor, patio, or porch? Look no further than MGP Coatings, where customer service reigns supreme. Our team goes above and beyond to ensure your satisfaction every step of the way. Before we even start coating, we meticulously repair your concrete, ensuring a flawless finish that lasts. And here's the best part. Our Pentec coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy, so they won't chip or peel, making maintenance a breeze. Plus, they come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us today at 805-952-5301 or check out our Facebook and Instagram and experience the MGP coating difference. Don't wait. Transform your garage, patio, porch, or driveway and become a part of the MGP coating family.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid
and Deanna
at North County Junk Removal. We are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations: Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.